Senator Lindsey Graham said Tuesday that no number of civilian deaths in Gaza would cause him to question Israel's goal of eradicating Hamas. In an interview on CNN's Newsnight, Graham made clear his support for Israel would not waver under any circumstance. Still, he said they should be smart and try to limit civilian casualties, what he said Israel is trying to do. Asked whether there should be a threshold where he starts questioning Israel's tactics in the war against Hamas, the senator said no. If somebody asked us after World War II, is there a limit to what you would do to make sure that Japan and Germany don't conquer the world? Is there any limit to what Israel should do to the people who are trying to slaughter the Jews? The answer is no, Graham said. There is no limit. But here's what you need to do. Be smart. Let's try to limit civilian casualties the best way we can. Let's put humanitarian aid in areas that protect the innocents. I'm all for that, the South Carolina Republican continued. But this idea that Israel has to apologize for attacking Hamas, who's embedded with their own population, needs to stop. Israel confirmed Tuesday that its strikes hit a densely populated refugee camp where a high-ranking Hamas official was strategically located. Pressed about the news, Graham underscored the gruesome tactics Hamas took, October 7th. In 2023, could anybody imagine a group of people would come into Israel and slaughter families, rape children in front of the parents, burn babies alive, put a baby in the oven? Can you imagine that? He said, I can't imagine that. The destruction of Hamas is non-negotiable. I hate the loss of innocent lives. The day after Hamas destroyed, I hope we have a better life for the Palestinian people, Graham continued. But I'm not blaming Israel. I'm blaming Hamas. I'm not blaming Israel at all. His remarks come as Israel launches what it has been described as the second wave of the war, beginning ground operations in Gaza. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has vowed retaliation for the October 7th surprise attack after more than 1,400 Israelis were killed and 200 people taken hostage by Hamas. The Hamas-run Gaza Ministry of Health has estimated that more than 8,500 Palestinians have died as Israel has unleashed a barrage of airstrikes in the Gaza Strip, controlled by the militant group, which the U.S. has classified as a terrorist organization. Isn't it amazing to watch politicians not only make comparisons that anyone who has a basic understanding of history would be able to just see through almost instantly, but then try to posture themselves with this self-righteousness. Let's go through his comment. If somebody asked us after World War II, is there a limit to what you would do to make sure Japan and Germany don't conquer the world? Already done. First of all, the United States was attacked by Japan with Pearl Harbor. As far as we can tell, Hamas is a group that did something that I don't support, that a plethora of other progressives and liberals don't back, which is killing innocent Israeli civilians. That is caked in a conflict that is entirely regional. There is no global Hamas effort to take over the world or invade other countries. So the comparison to Germany is already, or rather the axis, is completely idiotic. But the other part of this that I just can't get over is where, because it's doublespeak. Let's try to limit civilian casualties the best way we can. In what way are you going to do that? Are you going to pressure Netanyahu to make sure that the areas that he strikes, he can confirm, are only populated by individuals with known Hamas ties or some other type of insurance that you're not going after innocent people? I mean, Netanyahu knows that no matter what the Israeli government does, this goofy South Carolina senator will back and support that government. The idea that Israel has to apologize for attacking Hamas needs to stop. Yeah. 8,000 people killed. They were all Hamas. I hate the loss of innocent lives. That's what he said. But the day after Hamas is destroyed, I hope we have a better life for the Palestinian people. He hates the loss of innocent lives, but he's not going to condemn or criticize the government that is directly responsible for 8,000 deaths. And he also hopes for the betterment of Palestinian lives, even though he is actively supporting the government that is currently snuffing them out. and also going to not blame them for their war crimes by saying, "Oh, they wouldn't have done this if Hamas hadn't have done that. Hamas made them do this." No, the Hamas conflict with the Israeli government has been going on since before October. And this is what happens when people surrender their brains to AIPAC. They call everyone that disagrees with them anti-Semitic, even though no one is saying anything disparaging about Jewish people. They pretend anyone that does not completely side with Israel is some Hamas sympathizer, when really we're just people who want both sides to be seen as having points, but more so Palestinians because they're the oppressed group in this scenario. And we're just tired of seeing American politicians show more concern and care and complacency for a foreign government than their own people. I mean, it's like this guy will be the first one to tell somebody they don't deserve an extra $2 when they're working some minimum wage job, or that they should be fine being in debt when they went and got that piece of paper that didn't improve their life with the scam known as college. But then when it comes to this foreign government that kills thousands of people, oh, it's okay. It's all right, Hamas did something before that, so anything they do after this is fine. I think South Carolina deserves better. I know they voted him back in the office 3 years ago, and it's a red state, but it's 20 years in the Senate, and Graham has been a complete and utter warmonger slash stooge for foreign governments that give the U.S. money, whether you're talking about Saudi Arabia or Israel in this case. And he's just never really had to think critically about anything that comes out of his mouth, because he knows that since he lives in a state where incumbency is the key to getting reelected over and over, he can just go on TV, talk a bunch of nonsense, spin events in such a way as to make the side that is the oppressor the victim. It's pathetic. It's really sad that this is one of the people that is apparently supposed to be believed and listened to when it comes to international matters.